Okay, it is 5:30 PM. And we are opening the public hearing of the Norwich WPCA for March 17th, 2025. And I'm going to do roll call because this public hearing is a repeat because we started off the public hearing without a quorum apparently. So Manella raised his hand. Ostafine here. Bovee, Smith,
Here.
and Freyer,
Here,
and Dunn.
Here.
Okay, and Igneri, absent. Abram, absent. Mr. Mayor, absent. But we do have a quorum. That's the roll call. The public hearing is open. Are there any members of the public here to speak?
If anybody would like to speak, can you please raise your hand electronically? It does not appear so.
Okay, so respectable 30 seconds. Can always give somebody a chance to speak if they show up late, but okay, that's 30 seconds. Still nobody here raising their hand electronically. So we will, why don't I just call for a motion just to be safe? Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
so
It's
moved.
done. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Manella, Ostafine, Bovee, Smith, Freyer, Dunn, passes unanimously. Okay. It is 5:33. And we have left the public hearing with no action being taken except the adjournment of the public hearing. So we move on to the regular meeting of February 18th, 2025 of the Norwich WPCA. Is there any public participation, any public participants that wish to be heard?
There is none.
None. We're not going to give that 30 seconds. New business item number A, it is still 5:33.
Hey, Darren, just one second. We gotta approve the meeting minutes.
Excuse me?
The meeting minutes.
Coming in a little broken up, sorry.
I think we skipped approval of the minutes.
We have to approve the meeting minutes.
Item 4A.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that's where I was going. I was opening up the meeting. Don't we have to open the meeting before we approve the minutes? I thought that's the way it worked. Okay, so, oh, I see. You're saying I went to public participation before the meeting. That's, took it out of order, sorry. Okay, is there a motion to accept the meeting minutes of February 18th, 2025? Ms. Dunn, any comments, corrections, edits? Additions, deletions? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Manella, Ostafine, Bovee, Smith, Freyer, Dunn. That passes unanimously.
I think I wasn't
Oh, okay.
there. I wasn't there, so I abstained.
Okay, you don't have to abstain. You can rely on your fellow commissioners, but we'll call it one abstention. Still, we have no public participants in the room? Eileen? Okay. Okay, the next item is it's 5:35 PM. The next item is to approve the sewer rates to be effective July 1, 2025. Is there a motion to approve the new rates by Ms. Dunn? Any comments or presentation from staff? No.
Rates are what were posted on the legal notice.
Okay. Well, we've all been through this, unfortunately more than once, so. All in favor? Aye. Manella, Ostfine, Bovee, Smith, Frayer, Dunn. Passes unanimously. It is 5:36 PM. New business B. Scheduled public hearing for April 21st, 2025 at 5:30 PM. For proposed sanitary sewer extension for 2 Mueller Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut. Is there a motion to schedule the public hearing? By Ms. Dunn. Any presentation from staff?
So,
So, Mr. Chairman, DPW Public Works received a request to extend the sewer for 2 Mueller Avenue. And part of the sanitary sewer extension process is to schedule a public hearing as part of that process.
So as part of the property at 2 Mueller Avenue, the owner of it, Sean's Lawns, is required to do some improvements at the property relative to Conservation Department. As part of that requirement, they are required to connect to the sanitary sewer. Due to the existing sanitary sewer on City Road, they would need to extend the sewer in order to make that connection possible. This project was first approved back in the year 2020, before the city adopted a sewer extension policy. Since then, the approval has expired, and they are looking to gain reapproval again to meet compliance with conservation. So as we review it now, they're required to go through the sewer extension policy, which requires a public hearing be scheduled as part of this project. So today we're just looking to schedule that public hearing and to be discussed at that public hearing.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from staff, from the commission? I assume this will all be explained in further detail at the public hearing and the meeting following that. So, motion on the floor, all in favor? Aye. Manella, Ostfine, Bovee, Smith, Frayer, Dunn. That's unanimous. The public hearing will be scheduled. It is 5:38. That's item C, discussion for petition for sanitary sewer extension on Boughton Street, Norwalk, Connecticut. Is there a motion to, well, doesn't say that we're scheduling a public hearing. Do we need a motion? Is this, are you asking the commission for action?
No, actually, this will be just a discussion item, Mr. Chairman. What happened was that the property owner of Boughton Street came to us because they have in the past, he's a new property owner, there was a transfer on the property. In the past, we did approve a sewer extension to one of the properties there. And now that ended up expiring, right?
Or, yeah.
So that got expired. So now that property now has a new owner. But besides reapplying for what we have already approved, he would like to extend that sewer to some other properties that is a little bit upstream. The caveat is that they would like the city, the board to pay for it. He believes that it should be like a public project and not a private project. So as it is everyone's right, we put this as a discussion item and we invited, right?
Right, he should be available to.
Yeah, I believe that he's here to do his pledge.
So his name is Santos Martinez. If he's on call, we need to be unmuted.
He has his hands up. Mr. Martinez, I think that now you'll be able to talk.
So, I see Mr. Martinez has his hand up. Is-
He is unmuted.
So we're asking Mr. Martinez. Mr. Martinez, do you have anything to say? Okay,
Mr. Martinez, if you're calling from a cell number, sometimes you need to press the number 9 so you can talk.
It doesn't look like he's on the phone.
now he's muted. Now unmuted, now muted.
He looks like he may be having trouble with his audio.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you extend a sewer, you have to hold a public hearing. We're not being asked to approve setting a public hearing at this time. You're just informing us that this particular development is perhaps going to be a city-funded, city-organized, city-constructed project. Is that right?
This is the property owner's request. So he doesn't wanna do the project, he wants the board to make this as one of their capital improvements.
Okay, but the law still requires us to hold a public hearing anytime any municipality extends a sewer, so that's gonna come at some other time.
Well, we put it as discussion, so he can really pledge to the board. Unfortunately, he's having a problem with his audio. What we can do is talk to him again, and if that's what he wants, we can try to put it on next month as a public hearing for the extension, and then he can talk about it.
Okay.
Mr. Martinez, do you wanna try to unmute yourself one more time?
I cannot, I can't hear him. You can see he's muted right now. Now he's unmuted. Okay, well, we're going to discuss this next month, and it sounds like you did a petition to see if the neighborhood was in favor of this extension, and if they are, they would all participate in the cost of the sewer extension through an assessment process, or however it's done here. I know there's special rules with the freeholders. So we can talk about this in April. Is that fair? Or are you, I'm not hearing that you're looking for any action from the commission.
No, I think that the discussion, you guys will have to discuss how you like to proceed. So my understanding is that we should put on our, in the next meeting, to schedule a public hearing about this, regardless of who's gonna be really funding the project, correct?
I think that's what the Connecticut General Statutes say, I'm pretty sure. So, does any of the commissioners have any questions regarding this, I guess, application for a sewer extension at this time? It looks like no one has any questions, so I guess you'll bring this back to us in April? Okay,
Be back as a scheduled public hearing, and hopefully by there, Mr. Martinez can be even present here, if that is easier for him to talk instead of being virtual.
okay. And that concludes the new business portion of the meeting. It is 5:45 PM. We're going into old business. Contract operation report.
Good afternoon,
Hello.
everyone.
Hello, Trevor.
Nice to see you all when it's light outside still for once. Okay, so let's jump right in. So in February, we had a very slow month with our collections department due to cold weather. We're hoping to pick back up in the following months, but our stats for February were 59 miles of CCTV inspection, 0 miles of cleaning, 19 manhole inspections, and 0.05 miles of SLRAT. And we had 6 service calls. We conducted 32 inspections with the IPP program, and we've been working with the WPCA staff to streamline that process and look towards what the future looks like for that. So that's been great. Over on the plant side of things, we had a really good month. We had nitrogen performance down at 634 pounds a day, which is very good for February, given the cold weather. The final settling has really been great after that project we did in the summer, the scum tank project. So that's been really good this year. And then we took primary tanks 3 and 5 offline for cleaning and repairs, and they're both back online. Um, there was one major event in February that I wanted to speak about. So we had a significant SSO event at the Keelerbrook Pump Station in February on the, let me check my notes, 16th of February. So essentially what happened was we had pump failures, and the temporary bypass pumps had alarms, and the alarms had been being sent to Veolia staff up until about 6 days prior to this event, and we stopped receiving all alarms, which wasn't particularly uncommon, other than the fact that we found out after this event occurred that we had been removed from the alarm list by Xylem without our knowledge. So this was pretty this was a pretty egregious thing to happen. We've been in direct contact with Xylem since then, and we've rectified the situation, and we've added a lot of redundancy since then. We installed a smart cover over at the Keelerbrook wet well, which gives us cellular monitoring, and we also added a
WPCA tonight?
I'm sorry, if you guys aren't speaking, can you be on mute?
We've also had a project completed just recently with Aaron Associates where we installed an actual level sensor and a radio system that sends that level back to the SCADA with alarms, which is the MRR that's attached in the documentation. And all that's functional and running. And we've actually been pursuing further with Xylem some type of resolution because it was a really egregious thing that happened. So all in all, we made some positive improvements from it. We have a lot more redundancy, and we're hoping to just continue that until we get to the new station, whenever that may be. So, other than that, that is about it for contract ops for the month. We completed all the regulatory requirements, DMR, MOR, and NAR reporting. So everything is good on that front. And the facility, like I said, is performing really well right now. So
Any questions for Mr. Stepra? No. I just have one. How could all the pumps go down? You have more than one pump there, right?
correct. We have
What
3
are the
pumps.
chances of that? 3
So-
pumps and all 3 of them went down?
So what happened was so the primary pump failed, and the way it failed, it had an alarm condition that limited the RPM of the pump. And since it's a pretty heavy, high suction lift for that station, if you have limited RPMs, they run at 1800 when they're pumping. If you get to 1500, it doesn't pump anything. So they were limiting the RPM, but the alarm conditions, since the pump was still running, it didn't call another pump to run. The station thought everything was fine.
Okay.
That's what
Gotcha.
caused the issue. And the alarm condition, like I said, had been active before. We weren't receiving phone calls in that last week for some reason.
I got you. So the other pumps didn't actually fail. It was just they weren't called for because of, I got you. Thank you.
Correct.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Stepra? Are you through, Mr. Seabrook?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your report. 551. Item B, old business,
Right?
munis report.
Yep, the monthly munis report's included in the board package if anybody's had any questions. Otherwise, I'm gonna move on to discussion on WPC engineering projects. Item
Munis
one.
questions? Okay. 551, item C.
Discussion on WPC engineering projects, item one, Beacon Street sanitary sewer. The WPCA team 2 weeks ago received the 60% design drawings for the project. We already reviewed it with Brown and Colwell and submitted our comments back to them. We're trying to expedite that project. Item two, catch basin disconnect program is on hold until we get confirmation from Deep to proceed with that project. Item three, Hubble's Lane relief sewer, we're at 90% design. And recently, we just performed some test pits and potholes to confirm some utility depths, just to make sure our design does not impact existing infrastructure. And then item four, final settling tanks.
The design task order was awarded to Arcadis this month, and we'll be commencing the design in the next couple of weeks. It's a 12-month design schedule.
Any questions on any discussions of WPC engineering projects from this commission? Thank you. It is 552, item D, old business.
Great, discussion on WPCA construction projects. We have one, collection system, Samus and Bell Island sewer shed rehabilitation. And in situ form crews are currently doing manhole rehabilitation and also grounding of sewer laterals. And the last two storm events that we've had, we've seen significant improvement on inflow and infiltration, especially in the Bell Island area. So all the work that we're doing is definitely paying off, and the Veolia team seen much improvement at the pump stations and ultimately the treatment plant.
That's good news. That's hard to find. That's hard to chase down. Anybody from the commission have any questions on item D? Okay, item E, it's 5:53 p.m.
Sewer use appeals adjustments to date is $82,724.
Questions on E? Hearing none. F, it is 5:53. Information copies none. Any discussions, anything that was presented here or not here? Anything further? Hearing none. Item number 9, if I remember my Roman numerals, adjournment 5:54 p.m. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I think Frere got it, so.
You can have.
All in favor? Aye. We'll call it unanimous. Thank you very much. See you all in October. Enjoy your next meeting. Happy St.
See ya.
Patrick's Day.
Ad O'Neill's.
Good
Take
stuff.
care, folks.
Thank you.